programme. You are listening to Fight Night, by the way, on talkSPORT. I'm Adam Catterall. Gareth Davies is alongside me. And throughout the whole course of this month, we are celebrating South Asian Heritage Month. It runs from the 18th of July through to the 17th of August. Throughout this month, we'll recognise and honour the contributions of South Asians in various sports. In particular, on this show, we're going to talk all things boxing and MMA. I'm glad to say that we are now joined in the studio by a young man, but in the shape of Bilal Ali. How are you, my man? You good?
Bro, I'm good. It's a privilege to be with you fine gentlemen today. I've watched a lot of your lot's episodes in the past, so being here today, it's amazing.
Well, my first question is, where have you been, my friend? Because obviously we saw the rise, and then obviously COVID hits and what have you, and then we have a little bit of intermittent action, and then we've not seen you in the ring since the back end of 2022. So what's the current tale with you?
Well, I think for those that don't know, I've announced that I retired last year, but I think retired is a strong word. I'd rather say I took a long break, because boxing is something that I honestly love. It's something that changed me as a man. It took me away from everything that was going around me on the streets, and you know what? Boxing is something I can never let go, if that's the truth. And I always say two of the questions that I always get asked in boxing. Number one was, when is your debut, before my professional debut? And now it's, are you coming back, or when are you coming back? So,
okay, then there's the second question then. So are you coming back, and when are you coming back?
You know what? It's a for me, I always tell the people that ask me that, I always say, look, if it makes sense, I'll come back. It's got to be the right move for me. I'm training still every single day, hard, twice a day. It's something that keeps my mind good, my body good. And like I said, man, if it makes sense, I'll definitely be coming back. But I am speaking to people, and, you know, never say never.
Why did you step away?
I think, for those that do know about boxing, there's a lot of politics behind closed doors, yeah?
We've been speaking
Gareth,
about
you know
that.
Yeah, you don't know something about that. So, of course, you know, there's a lot of politics behind closed doors. I went through a lot of it. And sometimes, and I'll give this advice to all the fighters out there, yeah? Not young fighters, I'm talking about any fighter. If you don't want to take a break, I think that'll be the best thing. If you need a break, just take a break. Because me right now, I feel refreshed. And honestly, I feel like if I do come back, it'll be basically like a debut. That's how I feel right now. I feel like if I do come back, it'll be a debut 2.0.
It's a difficult thing to do, though, because of maybe people have financial restraints on themselves, and therefore this is a way that they earn money and all those types of things. And obviously you're doing it to provide for yourself, provide for your families, yes, and all those types of things. It's a difficult decision to make, isn't it? Especially when you're a young fighter. 100%. And things maybe aren't necessarily going in the right direction or going favourably for you. Maybe the sport's working against you in some way, shape or form. It's a big decision to make that, to take that break.
It is. It's a huge choice. Even when I made it, I remember when I first announced it, I was thinking, was that even the right move? But before making that, I was thinking, yeah, this is the right choice. As soon as I made it, I felt like my life just stopped. I was thinking, was that the right move? But as days was going on, I felt like it made sense. And literally after about, I'll say, 3 months, I was back in the gym properly, and I said, you know what, I miss this. I miss punching the bags. I miss being under the lights. I miss seeing the crowd. I miss everything about it. The calling. The privilege that boxing gave me, meeting great people like yourselves. I'm here today. So you know what, boxing done a lot for me, and like I said, I miss it. I'm still young, and coming back, it does make sense. But like I said, it has to make sense. So.
Can I dig into this a little bit with you, because it's not like you lost your last fight. It's not like you were in a weird position mentally. Well. I don't think you're doing really well.
Thank you.
Can we establish, or can we at least establish what made you think, right, I'm going to walk away right now? I'm gonna go and do something else. And what have you gone to go and do?
Well, I'll tell you what it was, yeah. When I made my debut, I had a platform. There was a lot of noise, a lot of hype. I was with Frank Warren. Of course, I was with Tunde Ajayi at the time. You know, my brother Anthony Yard. You know, I was very happy with them at the time. And but obviously things happen. You walk away for reasons and all of that stuff. So when I walked away, I felt like there was no platform, there was no nothing. And to me, I just I don't know if this is the right thing to say, but for me, I always felt like I belonged somewhere that's big. I don't know where it was. It's just that's how I felt to myself. And
You didn't feel like you were getting the love. Is that what you're saying?
I had a lot of support, but yeah, that is a part of it. There was a lot of places where there wasn't love, and I just felt like it wasn't working out for me no more. And I kept fighting and fighting and fighting. And before you know it, I was just thinking, yeah, I'm just draining myself. I just felt drained. And
there wasn't an obvious place for you to go.
Yes.
And it hasn't presented itself yet.
Yes, correct.
So you're a boxer in recess almost at the moment.
Yes, that's
You're in repose. You're still going to the gym. I mean, you smell great, by the way. You look fantastic. No, you have an amazing energy.
Oh, thank you.
Picked up on that straight away.
Thank you so much.
And you clearly have a story behind you, a mission.
Yes.
As I was saying about calling, I feel that very strongly. Without this being an intervention, no, but I have this feeling you have a calling in you.
I love that. Yeah.
You know, where does that all come from? Let's talk about that in your journey.
Yeah.
You know, what about your heritage, where you're from, how you've grown up, and where this call of the warrior, this desire to fight, has come from?
I'll tell you where it comes from. That's a good question. And just from where I was from an area in East London, Betton. Growing up, I used to see so much. Honestly, I've seen shootings. I've seen everything you could possibly name. I've seen people get shot right in front of me. I've seen people get stabbed. I mean, I've been involved in stuff where I've been attacked by stabbings and everything, and I've been through it. I went through it, and I still fought through them moments. And boxing
is your savior.
Is my savior.
Yeah,
yes.
yeah.
It changed me as a person. It made me humble. But I'll tell you what mistake I made personally. I think where I told myself I was going to change, I changed too much, but I didn't take that street with me. But I always told myself and my people, they all agreed with me. I said, if I come back to boxing, I'm bringing that with me this time. And that's going to be the biggest difference.
So you felt like maybe you lost a little bit of your own identity?
1,000,000%. And my friends kept saying that to me, but I didn't see it at the time. I was like, what are you lot talking about? I'm me. But now I understand what they meant. Can
I ask as well about we're celebrating Asian heritage.
Yes.
Can I ask you about your Asian heritage?
Well, I'm Pakistani, from Pakistan. Of course, today...
But very British as well.
Very
British in your way.
Yeah. Of course, look, I'm from London, UK, so yeah, but obviously my background is Pakistan. Even if you look at today, I'm very proud of what the Pakistani boxers are doing. Of course, Amir Khan, what he done, he set the path for all of us. And
20 years ago. How old were you then?
20 years ago, so I was 8 years old.
Do you remember him at the Olympics?
I do.
And his dad with the Union Jack waistcoat and...
I remember that.
Shah?
Yes, I remember that. I remember him, and I still remember them talking about him, saying, yo, there's a Pakistani boxer named this coming up, And I was thinking, wow, a Pakistani boxer doing this. And honestly, like, seeing him coming up, we used to all sit down nighttime, watch him, and it was exciting nights, man, honestly. And even when I met him, it was unreal.
We're going to pick up on this in a minute because there's loads to delve into because
very much so.
Pakistani heritage into boxing. I mean, it's flying at this moment in time, and I want to pick your brains on a few things.
Do it.